Have you seen Tower, the documentary Tower?
No.
It was made by one of my mentors. It's completely rotoscoped. It's animated, and that movie is one of the best documentaries
Tower?
ever made, and I think ever will be made.
About John.
It's about the victims of it. Like Charles Whitman is almost like a shadow figure. It's about from their perspective. It's the stories of the cops and the victims, the people who were shot. There was a woman, and this isn't a spoiler because it's everywhere. There's a woman who was like 8 months pregnant, who was shot, who is laying, and it's in the middle of believe it's August 1st. She's laying in the middle of the actual courtyard, and no one will run out and grab her. Or everyone's
Because
scared
it's a
to-
danger zone. It's a kill
It's
zone.
insane, and she's still alive. I'm Facebook friends with her. Sorry if I gave that away. But like the thing is, though, you need to watch the movie. It is
Tower.
ridiculous how good it is. Yeah,
It seems like I watched one documentary where it talked about Charles Whitman and how he had like tried to get help and told
Yeah.
people, I am insane. My brain is going weird. Please study my brain.
he had
And
some sort of like butterfly brain tumor or something. Yeah,
they found that there was something going on. Yeah, and it's interesting. I've been watching a lot of. I'm doing the philosophy series.
Yeah.
And right now, our question is kind of the hard question of philosophy: is consciousness? Mm-hmm. Is what is consciousness? And so it gets to this question of: is it physical? Mm-hmm. Is it just the brain and this like the data structure of the brain, or the way that data is and way
Absolutely.
sensory stuff is the software of the brain, or is it not physical? Is it lie outside in this metaphysical realm? Mm-hmm. And so then I think about Charles Whitman and how he had this thing that occurred in his brain.
Yeah,
and then
actually
he
had
started
something
behaving
eating away
and
at his
processing
brain.
the world in a way different.
yeah. He murdered his mother.
mom,
He
yeah.
murdered his mom. I remember seeing this was. I watched the documentary, which, like I said, is a lot more of a cinematic thing of what happened on the ground. But it makes you so much just want to go and read up about Charles Whitman because he's so much of like a shadowy figure
Yeah.
in this, you know? And you're like, who would do this? Also, the concept of a mass shooting on American soil was so foreign to
It
everybody.
was foreign.
Yeah, people
This
didn't
was
know how to
before.
process it.
Now, as 46-year-old man, I've kind of lived, a long life of all these events in schools and different places. But back then, hadn't happened to my knowledge.
I'll tell you something crazy. So my dad was stationed in Fort Hood I think we ended up moving away around 1988. And I remember every week, sometimes like 2 or 3 times a week in Fort Hood and Killeen, we'd go to the Luby's Cafeteria. Which I guess is, I think it's just a Texas thing.
No, I would eat at Luby's every Sunday with my grandparents and my mom and my stepdad.
There you go. It's buffet style.
We would get the chicken fried steak. We would cut it. My brother and I would cut it in half. We'd get the macaroni and cheese, the
Absolutely.
mashed
It's
potatoes
just,
and gravy.
It's just carb heaven.
Yeah.
You go there and you get it. We went there, we'd go there every week, it was a tradition, or a couple of times a week. I think it was almost like a month, maybe just a couple of weeks after we left, a guy walked in and shot up the place.
This isn't the one where the guy drove into the Luby's.
I don't think so. No, he went in there with automatic weapons and just killed a bunch of people. And this was in the late 80s. And so even then, people were like, what the fuck?
What's going on?
What's going on? And it was so crazy because it's a night that we would have been there.
Really?
100%.
And it was the Luby's y'all go to?
It was the Luby's we went to. Yeah, my parents knew some of the people that were killed, some of the staff. They remembered them.
What is going
was
on that
insane.
people are waking up and they're going, I'm going to go to some place where a bunch of people are and I'm going to kill a bunch of people. That's a weird phenomenon.
I don't get it, man. You see, I understand what it is to wake up in the morning and be so overruled by stress that you're paralyzed by stress, you're paralyzed by fear. I know what that's like. That has never manifested into I want to get a gun and kill a bunch of people that have nothing to do with my problems.